Welcome back to the mini series of How to Feel Alive Again, where you can learn how to stop feeling so dead inside. Okay, before we get into why you're self sabotaging and how to stop, a few things you could do before the video starts or after. You can like and subscribe or give me a follow if you want, no pressure. You can leave a comment at the end of this video. I'd love to hear what you think about it. You could sign up for my Alive Again weekly newsletter so you can get a lot of money off of my new course coming out next week called CPR Your Soul. That's on my website. I am stormysage.com. So let's get into it. Again, no pressure, but there's some things that you could do. So self-sabotage is a really interesting thing because usually we're sabotaging ourselves on the thing that we actually want to do, right? So we want to do this thing. We want to content create. We want to start working out. We want to do our art. So we have this thing that we want to do. And then somehow we want to do it so bad that we have all this resistance to it. And then we sabotage ourselves and then we stop doing it. And then we feel guilty and shame of not doing it. So then we further don't do it. We don't want to look at it. And we don't even want to acknowledge that we want to do it because now we're in this space that feels really icky and gross. So if you resonate with that, if you've been in that little cycle, let me know because I definitely have. And it's really difficult. But I'm here to tell you that there's a few things that you can do to get out of it. It is simple and it is easy, but it can be difficult just because of the patterning that you're used to. You're used to not following through with your own word. You're used to not believing that you'll actually do it, and you're used to not showing up for yourself. So we're going to have to fix those things. How we fix self-sabotage is by action, is by doing the thing, right? Simple. I didn't say that it was complicated. How to fix self-sabotage is by actually doing the things that we say we want to do. Action, messy action. So what can interfere with us is if we have lived in this hyper perfectionist state where you're used to doing everything perfect, you're used to doing everything right, and then you stay in this like freeze, like paralyzed state where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this thing because I haven't perfected it. Or I can't even start because I can't stop if it's not perfect. So what I want to really hit home is messy action, consistency, and following through with your word. Those three things you really need to lock in. So you can decide today, literally in this video, is that, you know what? I follow through with what I say I'm going to do. This is literally just like an identity shift. It's a perspective change. It's something that you could try on. You can try it on for a moment, for a week, and see if you like it and see like, oh, I kind of like that version of myself. Whatever I say I'm going to do, I'm going to do. And I talked about this in my podcast on episode 55. I talked about whether like when you're saying you're going to do something, imagine you're in front of your idol, your teacher, your mentor, your coach, somebody that you really respect. So if you tell yourself, I'm going to do art tomorrow, or I'm going to post on social media tomorrow, imagine that you're saying it to that person. Imagine that they're going to be holding you accountable. And so I want you to just like think about whether or not you would actually do it if you told them versus telling yourself. So I want you to start to really build that relationship with you where like you can be your own coach, your own mentor, your own idol of like, wow, she's like not messing around. She like does what she says she's going to do. She's believing in herself. She's like doing the damn thing and she's like consistent with it too. Like how hot. So imagine that you have this really, this person that you respect and you're saying it to them. Would your actual outcome change whether or not you told them or yourself? And if there's a difference of that, if yourself is a no and them is a yes, there's a problem there because you don't trust yourself and believe in yourself enough to hold accountability and believe in your own word that you're going to say. It's like the whole classic thing, like I'll start tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'm going to work out tomorrow. Everything tomorrow. Like we're living our best lives always tomorrow, which is like not the freaking point. We've lost the plot. We need to start doing it now. Like how can I do it now? Like I'm not starting tomorrow, it's now. So when you get off this video and whatever thing that you have wanted to do, go freaking do it now. Like, start it now. And we always think that we have more time, more years, another opportunity. We're too late, or not enough energy, not enough time today. And I'm sorry, that's just part of the reason why you are feeling dead inside right now, because you're not doing the things that you want to do. And you are feeling guilt and shame around it because you always say you're going to start tomorrow, and then you know that you're never going to start tomorrow. So I need you to call yourself on that and say, no, we're starting today. And envision that person. I mean, freaking print out a picture of this person, somebody like a star, a coach, a mentor, somebody that you look up to, a creator, an artist, somebody, and freaking print that out and put it wherever you are, wherever, like when you wake up in the morning, or you're in your bathroom, or at your computer, wherever you're going to do your activity, or whatever you're going to see this daily, to be like, oh shit, am I living the way that I would if they were watching me? Would you be, it's like the whole thing, like, how do you act alone? Like, versus whether or not there was like a million cameras around you, like filming your life. Like, would your actions and your attitude and your self talk and the way that you moved throughout the world, how would that be different if you felt like there was eyes on you? Like the Truman Show. Like, if everything around you was like watching you and you were like the star and center of attention of the show, how would you show up differently? How would you act differently if like you knew, like, oh my gosh, like people are just eating all this up? So some tips. Would love to hear what you think about this. Any thoughts are welcome. Drop a little comment below. Like, follow, or subscribe, depending on what platform you're on. And definitely subscribe to my newsletter. I am stormysage.com. So you can find that in my link. Until the next video, and I'll see you then.